For thousands of years, alchemy has fascinated the human mind, weaving together science, mysticism, and the quest for transformation. While often shrouded in secrecy and misunderstood as a mere pursuit of turning base metals into gold, alchemy is much more than that. It is a profound journey of inner change, a sacred science of personal and spiritual rebirth. In this video, we'll explore the esoteric roots of alchemy, its symbolic language, and the deep psychological processes it represents. Let's begin our journey into the world where matter and spirit meet, and discover how ancient wisdom continues to inspire seekers of truth today. At its core, alchemy is built on the belief that one element can be transformed into another. This idea extends beyond the laboratory and into the realm of the human soul. Alchemists sought not only to transmute metals but also to achieve symbolic goals, creating the philosopher's stone, crafting artificial gems, and discovering a universal medicine to heal all diseases. These pursuits mirrored the desire to transform the elements within the human body and spirit, aiming for wholeness and perfection. Early alchemical experiments were recorded in China, India, and Egypt, each culture contributing unique methods and symbolism to the evolving tradition. The roots of alchemy stretch deep into the ancient world. In China and India, alchemists experimented with substances like cinnabar, while Egyptians developed formulas using desert sand as a natural furnace. These early practices were not just about material change, but were deeply intertwined with spiritual beliefs and rituals. The Egyptians, for example, saw the process of transformation as a sacred act, often symbolized by the growth of a crystal egg buried in sand. Such stories highlight how alchemy was always more than chemistry. It was a bridge between the seen and unseen, the physical and the spiritual. Alchemy flourished in Europe during the 17th century, a time of intellectual upheaval and reform. As medieval traditions faded and modern thinking emerged, alchemy experienced a renaissance. Books filled with mysterious diagrams and symbols were published, blending influences from Greek, Roman, Indian, and Chinese traditions. These works were not just scientific treatises but also artistic masterpieces, using fantastic imagery to convey hidden truths. The alchemical revival was closely linked with the rise of Rosicrucianism, a secretive movement that combined mystical, astrological, and alchemical ideas, shaping the spiritual landscape of the era. Many alchemists worked in secret, forming hidden societies and orders. Influenced by Arab, Turkish, and North African chemists, these groups operated behind the scenes, often facing persecution or ridicule. Some were monks, priests, or bishops, blending spiritual devotion with scientific curiosity. Their work was not just about material wealth but about spiritual transformation and the pursuit of divine wisdom. Alchemical symbols adorned churches and cathedrals, hinting at deeper mysteries encoded in architecture and art. These secret orders preserved ancient knowledge, passing it down through generations, often under the threat of censorship or danger. At its heart, alchemy is about the perfection of the human being. Ancient alchemists believed that the ultimate goal was to restore humanity to its divine state. This idea was reflected in their use of biblical references and prayers, suggesting that the true transformation was not just chemical but spiritual. Over time, alchemy became a precursor to political reform and the rise of democracy, as well as a new approach to healing based on natural methods. The secret art of inner transformation involved meditation, prayer, and the gradual reshaping of mental attitudes, all aimed at creating a consciously enlightened person. Alchemy is rich in symbols, many of which are drawn from mathematics, anatomy, and nature. These symbols serve as a universal language, inviting the seeker to unlock hidden meanings. Alchemists believe that every natural thing is a symbol, and the physical world itself is a vast collection of interconnected signs. By interpreting these symbols, individuals could access deeper levels of understanding and reveal their own inner potential. The process of deciphering symbols was seen as a journey of self-discovery, where each revelation brought the seeker closer to the mysteries of existence. Alchemical symbols are often archetypal, arising from the collective unconscious of humanity. These dreamlike images appear in various forms across cultures, forming a complex and enduring art of world symbolism. Such symbols have influenced religions, philosophies, and art throughout history. By meditating on these archetypes, alchemists believed they could access universal truths and unlock the doors to inner transformation. The act of interpreting symbols was deeply personal, with each individual finding unique meaning and revelation within the same image. One of the most enduring legends in alchemy is the creation of the philosopher's stone, a mystical substance said to grant wisdom, immortality, and the ability to transmute base metals into gold. Symbolically, the stone represents the birth of a new consciousness, the union of opposites, and the realization of one's highest potential. Alchemical texts often describe the stone as the child of the king and queen, the primary material of all metals, and the key to unlocking the secrets of nature. The quest for the stone is ultimately a journey of self-mastery and enlightenment. Alchemists saw the natural world as a living symbol, a vast tapestry of interconnected elements. Every forest, river, and ocean was viewed not just as a resource but as a source of spiritual insight. The physical world was seen as a collective symbol, urging humanity to interpret its deeper meanings. By raising their level of interpretation, alchemists sought to spiritualize their symbols and remind themselves of the sacred dignity of their art. The ultimate goal was not material wealth but universal integrity, a quality as necessary in the past as it is today. The same pressures that gave rise to alchemy also inspired utopian visions in early modern Europe. Thinkers imagined ideal societies based on equality, shared responsibility, and social welfare. These utopias were essentially socialist in nature, advocating for pensions, care for the sick, and communal support. Lord Bacon, a key figure of the era, laid the foundations for modern industrialism, emphasizing the importance of human progress and the development of the mind. Beneath these social projects, the spirit of alchemy persisted, seeking to transform not just individuals but entire societies. For alchemists, the process of transmutation was a metaphor for human progress and self-perfection. Secret societies preserved ancient disciplines, passing down the mysteries of transformation from generation to generation. The true alchemists sought to turn ignorance into wisdom, using psychological chemistry to refine the mind and spirit. The transformation of a corrupt state into an ideal government was seen as a scientific process, governed by the chemistry of human relationships. Ultimately, alchemy was about achieving harmony within oneself and in society. Alchemists dreamed of a universal religious dispensation, not by destroying differences, but by fusing the best elements of all faiths into a new, harmonious whole. This vision was rooted in the belief that what is true in the spiritual realm must also be true physically. The law of analogy, as above, so below, guided their thinking. By restoring the rituals and mysteries of the Golden Age, alchemists believed it was possible to achieve both spiritual and material transformation. The process of digestion, for example, was used as a metaphor for alchemical change. Alchemical texts often refer to the Book of Life, a symbol of the world's hidden wisdom and the true treasury of existence. This idea suggests that the secrets of transformation are inscribed not just in books, but in the very fabric of nature and the human soul. By studying these mysteries, the alchemist seeks to unlock the potential for growth, healing, and enlightenment. The journey is both inward and outward, requiring patience, discipline, and a willingness to look beyond appearances. In alchemical symbolism, the soul is often depicted as a tree with 7 planets on its branches. Each planet represents a different aspect of human nature: imagination, Moon; curiosity, Mercury; emotion, Venus; individuality, Sun; passion, Mars; judgment, Jupiter; and discrimination, Saturn. These qualities are also linked to specific metals, vowels, sounds, colors, numbers, and shapes. The challenge for the alchemist is to harmonize these diverse elements, transforming inner conflict into a unified, enlightened consciousness. Every person manifests these planetary qualities in different degrees. The alchemist's task is to reconcile them, ensuring that imagination, ambition, emotion, and intellect work together in harmony. This process requires reducing each element to its purest form, free from excess, addiction, or corruption. Meditation and discipline are essential tools for purifying the mind and emotions, allowing the individual to create a new, harmonious elixir within. Only by achieving this inner unity can one hope to reach the highest levels of consciousness. Mercury in alchemical tradition is the great solvent, the agent of reconciliation and transformation. It symbolizes the mind, the soul, and the power of learning. Mercury's ability to combine with other substances makes it the mediator, the force that brings together spirit and matter. In the alchemist's inner laboratory, Mercury represents the capacity for healing, integration, and the realization of higher truths. By mastering the mind, the alchemist can heal the wounds of society and foster greater understanding within. The soul is often described as the vessel in which the alchemical experiment takes place. It is the meeting point of spiritual and physical forces, where reconciliation and transformation occur. As the soul matures, it becomes more radiant, eventually reaching its highest potential as the child of the sun and moon. In Christian symbolism, this is represented by Christ, the ultimate symbol of a fully balanced and transformed soul. The alchemist's journey is thus a quest for mastery over the soul, seeking to bring light and wisdom into every aspect of life. Alchemical legends often speak of a mysterious teacher, Helios Artista, who appears to guide the worthy seeker at the crucial moment. This figure represents the inner teacher, the divine wisdom that emerges when the student is ready. The appearance of the teacher is a symbol of readiness and mastery, echoing the Hermetic axiom: when the student is ready, the teacher appears. The journey of alchemy is thus both solitary and guided, requiring personal effort and openness to higher guidance. Every individual carries within them the seed of eternity, the essence of immortality and divinity. Alchemy teaches that this seed can be nurtured, watered, and brought to fruition through conscious effort and self-cultivation. The process is not just for personal salvation, but for the betterment of all humanity. By transforming themselves, alchemists become agents of social justice and harmony, helping to create a world where everyone can fulfill their purpose and potential. The true laboratory of alchemy is not a physical space, but the inner world of the individual. By retreating into the laboratory of the home or the heart, one can work on the alchemical factors of human relationships and personal growth. The process involves reducing problems to their essence, finding common ground, and seeking harmony within. As inner confusion is resolved, outer problems become more manageable, and the individual discovers new ways to solve challenges that once seemed insurmountable. Alchemical books like the Liber Mutus use images instead of words, much like Eastern mandalas. These silent books guide the seeker through stages of transformation, using visual symbols to reveal hidden truths. By meditating on these images, the alchemist is introduced to the inner structure of nature and learns to obey its laws. The mandala becomes a tool for organizing inner resources and understanding the deeper patterns of reality, leading to greater insight and fulfillment. One powerful alchemical image is that of breaking the hard stone, a metaphor for overcoming obstacles and releasing hidden potential. The process of breaking the stone is described as our fulfillment, symbolizing the effort required to transform the raw material of the self into something precious. This stage requires patience, perseverance, and the willingness to confront one's own limitations. Only by breaking through can the alchemist access the treasures within. Alchemists believed that inner transformation must come before any physical achievement. The famous biblical phrase, "Seek first the kingdom of heaven and all else will be added to you," was interpreted as a call to prioritize spiritual growth. Those who sought only material gain often found themselves frustrated, unable to unlock the true secrets of alchemy. The real gold, they taught, was the perfected soul, not the accumulation of wealth. Alchemical tradition teaches that the human body is surrounded by a magnetic field, composed of 7 planetary rays. Each ray corresponds to a different aspect of the self and influences health, mood, and vitality. When the magnetic field is balanced and pure, it protects the body from illness and supports longevity. However, negative emotions, addictions, and inner conflicts can corrupt the field, leading to confusion and disease. The alchemist's task is to cleanse and harmonize this field, creating a radiant aura that reflects inner integration. Maintaining a balanced magnetic field is crucial for health and spiritual growth. Alchemists believe that when the 7 rays are in harmony, the individual radiates light and wisdom, symbolized by the Star of Bethlehem or the halos of saints. Cleansing the magnetic field involves purifying thoughts, emotions, and actions, aligning them with higher values. This process not only improves personal well-being, but also contributes to the harmony of society as a whole. The great alchemists, Basilius Valentinus, Raymond Lully, Paracelsus, and others, often stated that their art was a sacred science originating from ancient Egypt. The 7 elements of transformation were seen as parallel to the 7 sacraments, each representing a step on the path to salvation. Alchemy was reserved for those who were devout and disciplined, requiring both scientific rigor and spiritual devotion. The ultimate aim was universal peace, truth, and eternal life. Alchemy has always walked a dual path, one physical, the other spiritual. While some sought to create gold and wealth, the true alchemists focused on inner transformation. Paracelsus famously said that alchemical transmutation is impossible unless the alchemist himself is in the process of transformation. The pursuit of material gain without spiritual growth leads only to frustration and failure. The real work is the regeneration of the soul and the cultivation of virtue. Ancient alchemists saw the world itself as a giant retort, a vessel in which all the mysteries of existence are played out. This cosmic laboratory contains everything needed for endless self-renewal, provided we respect the laws of nature. When ambition and greed take over, however, we risk disrupting the delicate balance and falling into confusion and conflict. The lesson of alchemy is to align our actions with the greater harmony of the universe. A central symbol in alchemy is the marriage of the sun and moon, representing the union of opposites, spirit and matter, masculine and feminine, conscious and unconscious. This sacred union is the source of all creation and transformation. In the human body, it is mirrored in the processes of digestion and assimilation, where diverse elements are combined to sustain life. The alchemist's task is to harmonize these forces within, achieving a state of balance and creative power. The search for the elixir of life, a universal medicine capable of granting immortality, was a major theme in alchemy. Symbolically, the elixir represents the realization of one's highest potential and the harmonization of body, mind, and spirit. Alchemists believed that by removing friction and waste from their lives, they could conserve vital energy and extend their lifespan. The true elixir is not a physical substance, but a state of inner harmony and vitality. The first step in any alchemical process is purification, removing impurities from the materials at hand. This principle applies equally to the self. Before transformation can occur, one must cleanse the body, mind, and emotions of negativity and conflict. Only pure elements can be combined to create something new and valuable. The alchemist's journey begins with self-discipline, honesty, and a commitment to living in harmony with the highest principles. For the ancient alchemist, the laboratory was a humble space, a furnace, a few bottles, and some old books. Today, the true laboratory is the inner self, a place of contemplation and harmony. Creating a peaceful inner space is essential for transformation. This does not require withdrawal from the world, but rather the cultivation of inner harmony and the rejection of confusion and negativity. Only in a state of inner peace can the alchemist begin the work of regeneration. Alchemical symbolism often includes the image of the sacrificial lamb, representing the need to let go of negativity and purify one's life. The lamb's blood is a symbol of the vital energy that flows through us, sustaining our growth and transformation. By consciously participating in the processes of digestion, assimilation, and renewal, the alchemist aligns with the lunar forces of the body and supports the work of inner change. Emotions are a powerful force in the alchemical process. When used wisely, they can inspire creativity, kindness, and compassion. However, unchecked emotions can lead to conflict, waste, and suffering. The alchemist seeks to master their emotions, channeling them into positive actions and harmonious relationships. By transforming negative feelings into constructive energy, the individual supports both personal and collective growth. The mind in alchemy is seen as a bookkeeper, a tool for organizing and balancing the elements of life. While the mind is essential for planning and understanding, it must not become the master. True wisdom comes from aligning the mind with higher values and using it to support rather than dominate the soul and emotions. The alchemist learns to use the mind as a servant of the greater good, fostering balance and insight. Many ancient mystery traditions, including alchemy, describe a threefold path of transformation: the body, the emotions, and the mind. Each level presents unique challenges and opportunities for growth. The alchemist must learn to balance and integrate these aspects, using the lessons of each to progress toward higher states of consciousness. The ultimate goal is to transcend the limitations of the lower self and unite with the divine. In alchemy, the soul is the bridge between spirit and body, the source of beauty, wisdom, and harmony. It is through the soul that the individual connects with higher realities and unlocks their true potential. The cultivation of the soul involves developing virtues, practicing compassion, and seeking unity with the divine. The soul is symbolized as the universal medicine, the philosopher's gold, and the radiant diamond at the heart of the self. Alchemical tradition centers on three primary substances: salt, sulfur, and mercury. These correspond to body, spirit, and soul and are symbolized by the moon, sun, and mercury. Salt represents material strength and preservation, sulfur is the spiritual fire, and mercury is the mediator and reconciler. The interplay of these three principles forms the foundation of all alchemical work, both in the laboratory and within the self. The ladder of the wise is a symbol of the ascent from earth to heaven, marked by the orbits of the planets. Each step represents a stage of spiritual development, culminating in the realization of unity with the divine. The ladder is sealed with 7 seals, echoing the 7 stages of alchemical transformation. By climbing this ladder, the alchemist moves beyond the limitations of the material world and enters the realm of higher consciousness. Alchemists warned against the pursuit of physical gold for its own sake. The true danger lies in forgetting the integrity of natural laws and seeking to exploit the universe for personal gain. The real goal is not wealth, but the transformation of the self and the realization of higher truths. By aligning with the universal order, the alchemist finds lasting fulfillment and peace. Wisdom is the guiding light of alchemy, transforming knowledge into understanding and action. The wise alchemist learns to see beyond appearances, recognizing the hidden patterns and connections that shape reality. By cultivating wisdom, the individual transcends selfish interests and acts for the greater good, bringing justice and harmony to the world. The culmination of the alchemical journey is the integration of body, mind, and spirit into a harmonious whole. This state is symbolized by the radiant diamond or the philosopher's stone, representing the perfected self. The process requires continual effort, self-reflection, and the willingness to embrace change. By achieving this integration, the alchemist becomes a beacon of light, inspiring others to embark on their own journey of transformation. The science of human perfection is the greatest challenge of all. While we have developed sciences for countless practical purposes, the art of self-mastery remains the most elusive. Alchemy invites us to accept the challenge of self-discipline and dedication, using our abilities for the highest good. By doing so, we move closer to universal peace, truth, and eternal life, the true gold of the alchemical tradition. In our modern world, the wisdom of alchemy remains as relevant as ever. The journey of transformation is open to all who seek it, offering a path to greater understanding, harmony, and fulfillment. By embracing the principles of alchemy, purification, integration, and the pursuit of wisdom, we can unlock our inner potential and contribute to the healing of the world. The philosopher's stone is not a distant myth, but a living reality within each of us, waiting to be discovered.